just jump right to a market update with the lovely Scarlett Picard. See, we have somebody lovely here.
That's good.
Scarlett Picard in studio this morning with our live market update. Real quick, personal income came in a little bit better than expected, 0.5%. But despite an increase in personal income in October, personal spending actually kind of weak, only up 0.3%. That was down from 0.9% in the month before, as the Hurricane Harvey impact is now starting to filter through. PCE, the personal consumption expenditure prices and inflation gauge, only up 0.1%, down from 0.4 last month. So again, no real inflation here. Spending really fairly stagnant, and despite stronger economic numbers at the headline, the internals remain very weak. Outside of that, continuing claims of people out of a job jumped sharply, almost 500,000 people in 1 month. So keeping a watch on that there as well. Later this morning, we got Chicago PMI and natural gas inventories. But outside of that, Scarlett, what you got this morning?
Well, futures are pointing higher today, Lance. European stocks and U.S. equity futures are solidly in the green despite yesterday's tech sell-off. Europe stock 600 has advanced to session highs, up 0.6%, with its defense sector leading that pack. All European sectors trade in positive territory, with the exception of energy in the wake of yesterday's sell-off in oil prices. Overnight, Hong Kong and South Korean listed shares tumbled while Japanese stocks gained. Asia stock markets were mostly negative due to the tech sell-off on Wall Street as well. The pound advanced after news that the UK and the EU are working against the clock to reach a compromise finally on the Irish border that will allow a breakthrough in Brexit talks at a key meeting next week. And as a result of the developments, along with movements on tax reform, the 10-year Treasury finished up 6.1 bips higher last night. Also, something worth noting, yesterday shares of Amazon.com, Apple, Alphabet, and Facebook fell between 2% and 4%. Netflix had a big slide too, down 5.5%, while Asia's Samsung dipped 4.3% to two-month lows. The Nasdaq closed down as a result, 1.27% last night in its biggest one-day decline since August. Still, though, Nasdaq index does remain up 26.8% so far this year. And of course, in the U.S. Senate, Republicans voted 52-48 to begin a debate on their tax overhaul bill, which could produce a vote before the end of the week. And in other news, Marvin Goodfriend was nominated by the president for the Fed Board of Governors position, Lance.
There you go. And let's not forget that I'm going to be right that today the Dow will hit 24,000. And I said less than a month ago that in 24 days we would set a record for the fastest increase of a Dow 1,000-point game in the history. And that's going to happen today.
All right, we'll wait for it.
There you go.